Welcome back to another episode, guys. Today I've got a pretty cool video for you guys. So school got out because of sickness, and so I decided to load up, drive down here to the Great Lake Chickamauga and see what we could get done today. Zero expectations for what's about to go on. I have no idea. My buddy Spencer came down here, caught him pretty good. Caleb obviously, just stays on him down here because he's such a stick. But yeah, zero expectations. I got a trap tied on, I got a jerkbait tied on, small crankbait, and we're gonna go check some creek mouths. We're gonna go check some main lake stuff. We're gonna see what we can get done. Hopefully we catch a bunch of fish. Hopefully we might stumble into a big one. But like I said, no expectations for today, and I just want to bring you guys along and enjoy a day on the water, enjoy a day off, and just enjoy East Tennessee during this time of year. We're kind of on a warming trend right now. The water and the air are both warming up pretty rapidly. This past week we had some just bone-chilling temperatures. We had highs in the 30s, that kind of stuff, lows in the 20s. But today the high is going to be in the 50s. Tomorrow the high is going to be in the 60s, and then by Monday we're even going to have highs almost into the 70s, which is just absolutely ridiculous for February. But this time of year with those kinds of conditions on the lakes around here, it makes those fish want too much. And so, like I said, zero expectations for today. We're going to see what we can get done and hopefully catch a bunch of big fish, and hopefully you guys enjoy today's episode. I'm going to be starting with little red eye shad. Obviously this one has seen some better days, but it's an oldie, but definitely a goodie. Doing a little something different today with my rod and reel setup. I'm fishing my 7.6 medium heavy David Fritz Perfect Cranking Stick, 10-pound fluorocarbon leader to a 40-pound Strike King braid. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to be making some really long bombing casts today, and I just want to make sure that I got enough kind of backbone and heft to hook those fish when I'm making these really long casts. And then plus too, I just been kind of wanting to experiment with some fluorocarbon to braid setups, and I thought, this would be kind of the perfect time to do it. But I already had one bite this morning, didn't get it hooked, but I'm just fishing the mouth of this creek. There's a ton of current coming down the river right now, and so this is kind of just a perfect place for these fish to funnel into. They'll sit at the mouths of these creeks because it is just a great place for bait fish to get blown in here, and when the bait fish get blown in here, they take full advantage of them. So I'm gonna kind of fish my way back into this creek. There is a ton of bait fish everywhere up in here. So I'm just gonna keep throwing this lipless, and if I can find a pile of fish sitting somewhere, I'm sure it's gonna be one of those deals that if I can catch one, I can catch a bunch of them. So yeah, gonna be a fun day today, I got a feeling. There we go. There we go. There we go. There's the first one of the morning. What a chunk. I saw him come up behind me schooling. Threw the old rattle trap out there. Kind of yo-yoed it back. Caught that chunky little mug. It's probably a good 2.5 pounder. What a freaking chunk of a fish. Awesome sauce. Let's get you back, man. Thing too. On the old jerk bait. Oh, literally, like, guys, this is hilarious. These guys are putting their boats in the water right here, making all kinds of wake, doing all kinds of stuff, shifting in and out of this creek. And these fish are following, I don't think they're following the boats, but they're following the bait. And every time someone comes in here and drives through here, it stirs this bait up in the bass eat. And so I'm literally just going back and forth in the same area over and over, following these bass, following the bait, eating the bait. Another good one. Heck yeah. Well, tell you what, it wasn't for a lack of trying, I'll tell you that much. I had a good time today though. Put 3 fish in the boat. I wish I could have got that 4th and that 5th one, but I think it's one of those deals that, you know, the area I was in, it started to get a ton of pressure. Those boats started to file in and out of there, and I was kind of smack dab in the middle of the channel. You know, where I needed to position my boat to get those fish to bite was right in the way. I was right next to a boat ramp, so those people, you know, pulling in, taking out, all kinds of stuff like that. And so just overall, you know, I think if it was maybe like a Wednesday afternoon or something like that when there's not a ton of people on the water, that I probably could have sat in that spot and caught a few more fish. But where it was busy, you know, it's a Friday afternoon, a lot of people moving in and out of there, and so I just couldn't stay on that spot. And then I had that one dude that you guys saw just cut in between me and the bank. But all that, you know, whatever, that's neither here nor there. We caught some fish today, we had a good time, but I thought I'd talk about what I was throwing and what I was kind of keying in on to catch those fish. So the first fish I caught on a red-eye shad. He comes schooling up behind me. me, and I saw him pushing some bait fish. He popped some bait fish 4 or 5 times right on top of the water, so I threw that red eye shad in there and pulsed it a couple times, and he just smoked it. Absolutely choked that trap, which was an awesome bite. I was throwing it on my 7.5 foot medium heavy David Fritz rod. I actually backlashed that thing and just picked up my 7 foot medium heavy David Fritz rod. But I like that 7.6 for the traps, especially when I'm fishing super shallow water. It just allows me to keep my rod tip really high, keep that bait up, and keep it running true. But I had that paired up with some 40-pound braid to a 10-pound Strike King fluorocarbon leader, and then my loose custom pro reel, which, like I said, this is my other setup that I use for like my Spro rock crawlers and stuff like that. The second fish came on a chrome KVD 2-hook jerkbait. It was one of those deals again. Saw him up there busting, threw the red eye shad in there. He didn't want it, so I picked this thing up, threw it in there, cracked it about 2 times, and he absolutely smoked it. Again, TP1 black on this one. This is my jerkbait rod. This is actually the custom black combo jerkbait rod. Awesome rod. It's a 6/8 medium, moderate fast action. I really like it. I had that paired up with some 10-pound Strike King fluorocarbon and then a Luz LFS. I actually took the reel off this and put it on another rod because I like the reel so much. But that was the second fish, and then the third and final fish. And when I really started kind of, I think, figure out where those bigger than average fish were, came on this little guy. This is a Rain's Rock Vibe shad. It's a little swim bait that they made, and I had that paired up with a little Dobbins 1/4 ounce head there, and then some 15-pound Strike King fluorocarbon, TP1 black. This is my 7.3 medium heavy with my 6/8 gear ratio custom. This is the same rod that I use for my swim jigs. It is awesome for these smaller little swim baits and stuff like this. But you know, that last fish was one of those deals that I kind of found where those fish were going back down to, and when I did, I kind of graphed over them a few times, dropped a few waypoints, and backed off and threw. And that first cast, I actually caught that fish on that little swim bait, just letting it sink all the way down there and creeping it back down through those fish. And like I said, I think if I could have sat in that area and there hadn't been so much traffic going in and out of there, I probably could have caught more fish. But awesome little swim bait. It's got a really good rolling action, and you guys saw that last fish that I caught was probably the most quality fish of the day. But you know, really, I mean, just a freaking ton of fun. Those things were absolutely smoking anything that looked like a shad. So I had a good time today, and hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. The plan is probably go fishing tomorrow. I just don't know where at yet. May go to Highland Reservoir, may come back down this way. I'm not really entirely sure, but we'll figure it out. I'll bring you guys along, and we'll see what we can get done. But as always, guys, thanks for watching. Questions or comments, you know we're going to leave them. Go hit the description. You guys can check out the clothes I wear, the rods and reels I use, all that kind of stuff. And as always, you guys are sweet. Thanks for watching.